Hello brothers, and welcome to Sigma Old Man Channel. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. This ancient Zen proverb perfectly captures the essence of Sigma males, the silent storms who speak volumes without saying a word. But here's the plot twist. Their quiet confidence doesn't just draw admiration, it lures narcissists like moths to a flame. Why? Because nothing infuriates a narcissist more than someone they can't control or impress. Psychologists say that narcissists are wired to gravitate toward emotionally self-sufficient individuals, hoping to crack their composure and feed their fragile egos. Enter the Sigma male, who's as emotionally impenetrable as Fort Knox and about as interested in drama as a cat is in taking a bath. This creates a thrilling chase for narcissists, a chase they rarely win but can't resist pursuing. And while the Sigma male often remains blissfully detached from their antics, the dynamic is anything but ordinary. If you've ever wondered why narcissists can't resist these lone wolves of the social hierarchy, buckle up. It's time to unpack the silent battle of egos, control, and intrigue, because nothing about this story is cliché. And let's be honest, everyone loves a good narcissist versus Sigma showdown. Number one, the narcissist's desire for a fixer-upper. Narcissists are obsessed with the idea of fixing people, not because they care, but because it makes them feel powerful. When they encounter a Sigma male with his independence and emotional detachment, they see him as the ultimate fixer-upper. To them, the Sigma's self-reliance isn't a strength, it's a challenge to be conquered. The narcissist convinces themselves that beneath the Sigma's calm and collected surface lies a broken soul waiting for their magical touch. Of course, this delusion couldn't be further from the truth. What makes it worse is that Sigma males don't give narcissists an inch. They don't engage in emotional manipulation, don't react to bait, and certainly don't crumble under pressure. This infuriates the narcissist, who doubles down, trying even harder to chip away at the Sigma's armor. They throw compliments, guilt trips, and endless games at him, expecting cracks to appear. But the Sigma male isn't playing, and that drives the narcissist into a spiral of obsession. The irony is the very thing that draws the narcissist, the Sigma's independence, is the same thing that ensures their efforts are futile. A Sigma male doesn't need saving, fixing, or anyone to complete him. He thrives on his own terms, living in a world where a narcissist's validation means absolutely nothing. Yet the narcissist keeps chasing, convinced they'll be the one to tame the untamable. This dynamic is less a battle of wills and more a slow, one-sided implosion. The Sigma moves on, barely affected, while the narcissist is left frustrated, drained, and questioning their own tactics. It's not just a failed mission, it's an ego-shattering defeat. And the best part, the Sigma male didn't have to lift a finger to win. Number two, their low-key nature makes narcissists feel ignored. Narcissists thrive on attention. It's their lifeline, their fuel, and the mirror they use to validate their fragile sense of self. But when a Sigma male enters the picture, that mirror shatters. A Sigma's low-key nature isn't designed to impress or cater to anyone. It's just who they are. They're comfortable existing in their own space, minding their business, and not pandering to the demands of anyone's ego. To a narcissist, this feels like the ultimate rejection. And rejection to a narcissist is like throwing water on a grease fire. It makes everything worse. Instead of taking the hint and walking away, the narcissist ramps up their efforts. They can't stand being ignored, especially by someone as intriguing and self-assured as a Sigma. The narcissist will pull out every trick in the book, grand gestures, exaggerated stories, and endless drama, all in a desperate bid to grab the Sigma's attention. But here's the kicker, the Sigma male doesn't care. Their detachment isn't an act of defiance, it's simply that they don't see the narcissist's antics as worth their time or energy. This lack of reaction becomes a vicious cycle. The more the Sigma disengages, the harder the narcissist tries to force their way into his world. For the narcissist, it's no longer just about attention, it's about winning. They need to prove they can matter to someone who clearly doesn't need them, but the harder they try, the more obvious their desperation becomes. And the Sigma male's indifference only deepens. In the end, the narcissist ends up stuck in their own web of insecurity, chasing after someone who won't even glance back. It's not just a one-sided game, it's a slow-burning humiliation. And for the Sigma, It's just another day of being unbothered. Number 3, the illusion of winning over. The unreachable. For a narcissist, the idea of winning over someone unattainable is like dangling the ultimate prize just out of reach. Sigma males, with their self-sufficient nature and emotional walls that are practically bulletproof, fit this description perfectly. They don't seek validation, they don't play into attention games, and they definitely don't fall for surface-level charm. To a narcissist, this makes them irresistible, not as partners but as trophies waiting to be claimed. The more the Sigma male remains indifferent, the more the narcissist's obsession grows. They see every moment of detachment as a challenge to prove their worth, to break the Sigma and force them to engage. This isn't about love or connection, it's about ego. Narcissists are driven by the need to conquer, and there's no greater conquest in their mind than someone who seems completely uninterested in being conquered. What makes it worse is that Sigma males don't give them the usual reactions. They don't get flustered, don't fall for the flattery, and don't engage in the narcissist's games. This lack of response only feeds the narcissist's delusion that the Sigma is playing hard to get rather than just not caring. So they push harder, turning every interaction into a test of their ability to win. But here's the brutal truth. The Sigma male isn't unreachable because he's playing a game. He's unreachable because he simply doesn't need or want what the narcissist is offering. The more the narcissist tries, the more futile it becomes. And while the narcissist spirals into frustration and obsession, the Sigma carries on, unbothered and unimpressed. For the narcissist, it's a losing battle disguised as a high-stakes competition. For the Sigma, it's just another reminder of how exhausting people can be. Number 4, the narcissist's fantasy of ownership. Narcissists don't see relationships as mutual connections. They see them as transactions. To them, people are assets to acquire, display, and manipulate for their own gain. When they encounter a Sigma male, someone who is rare, enigmatic, and completely uninterested in being owned, it ignites a twisted fantasy of control. The Sigma's self-sufficiency, quiet confidence, and refusal to conform make him the ultimate prize in the narcissist's eyes. Owning someone like that would be the ultimate validation of their power. But here's the catch. Sigma males don't operate in the same realm as the narcissist. They're not drawn in by superficial charm or flashy gestures. Their worth isn't tied to external validation, and they have no interest in becoming someone else's possession, no matter how shiny the packaging. This, of course, only makes the narcissist more obsessed. To them, the Sigma's resistance isn't a boundary, it's a challenge. The narcissist envisions parading the Sigma as proof of their superiority, basking in the attention and envy it would bring. But every time they try to tighten their grip, the Sigma slips further away. You can't control someone who doesn't need you, and that's a reality narcissists can't accept. They double down, trying to break the Sigma's autonomy through manipulation, guilt, or love bombing, only to face the same cold indifference. In the end, the narcissist's fantasy of ownership becomes their downfall. The Sigma male remains steadfast, unmoved by their attempts to dominate or control. For the narcissist, this rejection is unbearable, a brutal reminder that not everything, and certainly not everyone, can be bought, owned, or manipulated. For the Sigma, it's just another example of why he values his freedom above all else. Number 5, the narcissist's hunt for quiet confidence. Narcissists are drawn to confidence like moths to a flame, but not just any kind of confidence. The quiet, unshakable kind that Sigma males exude. It's not flashy or desperate for validation, and that's precisely what makes it irresistible. Sigma males walk into a room with a calm presence that doesn't scream for attention, yet somehow all eyes turn their way. To a narcissist, this kind of self-assurance feels like an untapped gold mine for their ego, or an unscalable mountain they simply must conquer. The Sigma's confidence isn't performative. It's not there to impress anyone or mask insecurities. It's genuine, rooted in knowing exactly who they are. Narcissists, however, can't comprehend this level of self-possession. Their confidence is a fragile performance dependent on applause, validation, and an endless cycle of external approval. Seeing someone who is completely unfazed by those things feels both mesmerizing and deeply threatening. This dynamic sparks two toxic motivations in the narcissist. First, they crave the Sigma's confidence because they believe having it by association will boost their own image. Second, they're obsessed with breaking it. A narcissist thrives on control, and the idea of reducing someone so steady and stoic to a place of dependence feeds their twisted sense of superiority. They'll poke, prod, manipulate, and provoke, all in an effort to see cracks in that composure. But here's the twist. It doesn't work. The Sigma male's confidence isn't for sale, and it doesn't bend under pressure. Every failed attempt only deepens the narcissist's frustration, leaving them floundering in their own insecurities. For the Sigma, the whole ordeal is a lesson in endurance, a quiet reminder that calm, unwavering self-assurance is the one thing a narcissist can never take, no matter how hard they try. Number 6, the perceived emotional blank canvas. To a narcissist, a Sigma male's calm, unreadable demeanor isn't just intriguing, it's an open invitation to create chaos. Sigmas don't wear their emotions like a neon sign, and that lack of transparency drives narcissists wild. In their eyes, this emotional neutrality isn't a sign of self-mastery, it's a blank canvas, a space for them to project their drama, manipulate reactions, and take center stage. Narcissists thrive on creating turmoil and feeding off the emotional energy it produces. But with a Sigma, they're met with stillness. There's no emotional outburst, no frantic need for validation, no rise to the bait. To the narcissist, this feels like a void they can't tolerate. They start to believe it's their job, no, their destiny, to fill that void with their own chaos, whether it's through unnecessary conflicts, exaggerated sob stories, or relentless games of push and pull. What they fail to realize is that the Sigma male's calm isn't a void at all. It's a fortress. It's built from years of self-awareness, discipline, and the ability to stay grounded no matter what chaos swirls around them. While the narcissist scrambles to stir up emotional drama, the Sigma quietly observes, unfazed and uninterested. Every attempt to mold or manipulate falls flat, leaving the narcissist increasingly frustrated and desperate to provoke a reaction. In the end, the narcissist's efforts backfire spectacularly. Instead of creating the drama they crave, they're left staring at the same calm, unyielding demeanor that drew them in the first place. For the Sigma, it's not even personal. It's just another day of being immune to unnecessary nonsense. But for the narcissist, it's a bitter defeat. A reminder that not every canvas can be painted with chaos. Number 7, the Sigma's refusal to feed the narcissist's ego. Sigma males aren't in the habit of feeding anyone's ego, especially not the narcissists. They don't indulge in the shallow back and forth of constant praise or validation, nor do they seek to impress. Their sense of worth comes from within, and they're perfectly content with their own company. To them, genuine connection isn't about offering empty compliments to stroke someone's ego. This self-sufficiency is both freeing and, for a narcissist, deeply unsettling. Narcissists, on the other hand, live for the spotlight. They feed on the admiration and attention of others to maintain their fragile sense of superiority. If they don't receive constant validation, they feel invisible, like their worth is slipping away. So when a Sigma male enters the picture, the narcissist's need for admiration goes unmet, and that's like throwing a tantrum in a vacuum. There's no audience, no attention, no gratification. This rejection of their ego isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's a threat to their very identity. The narcissist becomes obsessed, not with leaving or moving on, but with the irrational desire to get what's not being offered. They cling harder, try to break through the Sigma's indifference, and concoct schemes to extract a compliment, a piece of validation, anything to feed their insatiable hunger for attention. But the Sigma doesn't give in. They don't bend to the pressure of the narcissist's games. Instead of engaging, they remain silent, unfazed, and uninterested in playing the validation game. This refusal to feed the narcissist's ego drives them wild, heightening their desperation. The harder they try, the more they reveal just how much they depend on the validation they aren't getting. The Sigma, however, isn't moved by the narcissist's antics. They don't need to show approval to know their worth, and that silence becomes a powerful, silent rebuke to the narcissist's never-ending quest for attention. Number 8, their disinterest in drama is like kryptonite. Narcissists thrive on chaos. It's their oxygen, their fuel, the stage where they can star as the victim, the hero, or the misunderstood genius. Drama isn't just a byproduct of their behavior, it's their natural habitat. On the flip side, Sigma males are wired for peace. They avoid unnecessary conflict, cut through emotional games with surgical precision, and guard their mental clarity like it's the last piece of treasure on earth. This stark difference creates a clash that's both fascinating and infuriating for the narcissist. When a narcissist encounters a Sigma, they see someone who doesn't flinch at manipulation, doesn't rise to provocation, and frankly couldn't care less about the theatrics. To the narcissist, this disinterest in drama feels like rejection, and rejection to them is unbearable. So they double down, crafting elaborate schemes to disrupt the Sigma's tranquility, whether it's through passive-aggressive comments, manufactured crises, or endless cycles of emotional baiting. But here's where it backfires. The Sigma doesn't bite. Instead of engaging, they step back, observe, and more often than not, quietly disengage. Narcissists expect chaos to breed more chaos, but the Sigma's refusal to participate leaves them scrambling. The narcissist's attempts to inject drama into the Sigma's life become a self-sabotaging spiral where they end up entangled in their own mess. This dynamic frustrates the narcissist to no end. Their usual tricks don't work, their need for attention goes unmet, and their carefully orchestrated conflicts fall flat. Meanwhile, the Sigma remains calm, unbothered, and completely immune to the narcissist's antics. For the Sigma, it's another day of keeping their peace intact. For the narcissist, it's like kryptonite, proof that not everyone can be dragged into their storm, no matter how hard they try. And number 9, the narcissist's need to feel superior to the superior. Narcissists live under the illusion that they're the apex of every social situation, the smartest, most admired, and most important person in any room. Their entire sense of self depends on maintaining this fabricated superiority. But when a Sigma male walks in, that fragile illusion takes a direct hit. Sigmas don't need validation or fanfare to command respect. Their quiet confidence, self-reliance, and undeniable presence do all the talking for them. And that, to a narcissist, is infuriating. Unlike the narcissist who craves constant attention to feel superior, the Sigma male couldn't care less about being admired. It's precisely this indifference that makes them magnetic. People naturally gravitate toward the Sigma's calm, assured energy, leaving the narcissist feeling sidelined in their own performance. For someone who needs to feel like the star, watching a Sigma effortlessly earn respect without even trying is nothing short of a nightmare. The narcissist's response? They double down on their attempts to assert dominance. Whether it's through subtle one-upmanship, belittling remarks, or over-the-top displays of superiority, they'll do whatever it takes to regain the spotlight. They might even try to challenge the Sigma directly, expecting a dramatic showdown. But Sigmas don't play those games. They're not interested in proving themselves, much less to someone desperate for validation. This refusal to engage only makes the narcissist more frantic as they're left grappling with their inability to control or outshine the Sigma. In the end, the narcissist's need to feel superior to the superior becomes their undoing. The harder they try to compete with the Sigma, the more their insecurity is exposed. Meanwhile, the Sigma remains unfazed, proving once again that true superiority doesn't need an audience. It simply exists, effortlessly highlighting everything the narcissist wishes they could be. Number 10. The narcissist's inferiority complex in disguise. Narcissists wear a mask of invincibility, but underneath that facade, they're often drowning in insecurity. They need constant validation, applause, and admiration to feel like they matter, because deep down they believe they're not enough. This vulnerability is something they go to great lengths to hide, often through grandiose displays of power and superiority. But when they come across a Sigma male, everything they've built around their fragile sense of self begins to crack. Sigma males don't shout for attention, they don't need validation from anyone, and their quiet dominance makes them the exact opposite of what the narcissist strives to be. Where the narcissist's ego demands constant reinforcement, the Sigma's self-assurance is a quiet, impenetrable force. For the narcissist, this is like a mirror reflecting all of their deepest inadequacies. They see someone who doesn't need the spotlight but effortlessly commands respect, and it's impossible to ignore how small they feel in comparison. Instead of acknowledging their own weaknesses, the narcissist reacts with frustration, trying to diminish the Sigma's quiet power to make themselves feel bigger. They'll attempt to belittle, criticize, or undermine the Sigma, hoping that by chipping away at the Sigma's calm and self-sufficiency, they can restore their own sense of dominance. It's a desperate, frantic attempt to overcompensate for the inferiority they can't escape, and the Sigma is often blissfully unaware of the narcissist's internal struggle. But here's the irony. The more the narcissist tries to tear the Sigma down, the more they reveal their own insecurities. Every jab, every attempt to diminish the Sigma's presence only magnifies their own inferiority complex. The Sigma, unaffected by these attacks, continues to operate from a place of inner strength and balance, highlighting just how fragile the narcissist's self-image really is. And in the end, the narcissist's desperate efforts only deepen their own sense of worthlessness, while the Sigma remains unfazed, shining in quiet brilliance. In the end, the dance between a Sigma male and a narcissist is nothing short of a psychological battlefield, though it's one that doesn't require a single weapon. It's a clash of two worlds, one grounded in raw, unshakable self-worth, and the other desperately clinging to the illusion of superiority. The narcissist's hunger for validation, drama, and control meets the Sigma's unyielding silence, authenticity, and disinterest in performance. This dynamic creates a vortex of tension, where the narcissist tries to force their way into the Sigma's world, only to be met with a calm, impenetrable wall of indifference. And the more the narcissist pushes, the more they reveal the cracks in their own facade. Sigma males don't engage in the narcissist's endless need for validation or manipulation. They don't play the games. They simply exist in a space of quiet confidence, where their worth is beyond question and doesn't rely on external validation. This leaves narcissists not just frustrated, but bewildered by the simplicity and depth of it all. It's a reminder to them that real power doesn't need to announce itself, it simply is. And that, for the narcissist, is a lesson they'll never quite be able to learn. As the narcissist clings to their illusions, the Sigma continues to move through life with authenticity and calm. And in that unspoken, effortless authenticity lies the true power, the kind that makes a narcissist's desperate need for attention and dominance seem like nothing more than an empty cry into the void. The Sigma male doesn't just avoid the narcissist's grasp, he transcends it. If you found this deep dive into the Sigma male's unique dynamics with narcissists as fascinating as we know you did, don't let this knowledge slip through your fingers. Hit that subscribe button, because trust me, you don't want to miss out on more powerful insights that can transform the way you see the world. Like this video if you're ready to embrace the strength of true authenticity, and leave a comment telling us how you've experienced these interactions in your own life. We're all about real talk here. And hey, don't keep this goldmine of wisdom to yourself. Share it with your friends, your enemies, anyone who needs to wake up to the incredible power of the Sigma mindset. It's time to level up together. Your next move could be the one that changes everything, so let's make it count. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Your life and mindset really might depend on it. Bye for now, and see you in the next video.